Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
Showed swung on, barreled, and out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. We got the 76ers on tonight. We covered the Sixers, the Phillies, and the Eagles on this channel. We go live for as many games as we possibly can. We also do a lot of baseball content during the baseball season, too. Tonight's a big night. Okay, I understand. It's the Washington Wizards, JJ. It is. And the Washington Wizards have, first of all, there's no C.J. McCollum, there's no Keyshawn George, and Chris Middleton is out, and so is Corey Kispert. So, you know, Alex Sarr is going to be out there with Bub Carrington, Trey Johnson, Justin Champagnie, and Marvin Bagley III. That's their starting lineup tonight, and they're 10-25 on the season. However, the Philadelphia 76ers are bringing back Kelly Oubre Jr. and Trendon Watford in tonight's game. Now, you may think to yourself, well, what's the big deal? And really, it actually is a big deal because, first of all, Kelly Oubre Jr. specifically was doing really well before he went down with his injury that he had and had to be sidelined. So this is going to be big because Kelly, him coming back for the 76ers, definitely provides them with more versatility on the defensive side of the ball. He's also very explosive and is also athletic, and he can catch and shoot the three too. So I am very interested and very intrigued, I should say, with how Oubre does tonight. Now, who knows? This could be one of those games where Oubre only gets like 15 minutes or so, and he's just running up and down the court, and he's quiet. But he's also just one of those guys, too, that when he gets on a roll, he can be a huge spark plug off the 76ers bench. And I just really hope that he is used in the right spots tonight. Same thing with Trendon Watford. And we don't really talk much about Trendon Watford, but this guy's a very good playmaker. The one thing that is sort of underrated about his game is that he can hit buckets when he has to, even if he wants to ISO at times. The 76ers really don't need that a lot. But if the Sixers do need Trendon Watford to ISO every once in a while, he can certainly do that. He puts the ball on the floor, puts the ball in the hoop, and is also a pretty good defensive player as well. So this is really big. This is really, really huge that the 76ers are getting two forwards back in tonight's game. And I'm really excited about that, and I think that you should be as well. So, look, they have to develop chemistry, and that's what I continue to say all along. So this is another element, right? The 76ers are fully healthy for the first time since 2023. That was the last time that the Philadelphia 76ers were healthy. It was in December of 2023. And finally, everybody is active tonight, and that's just really awesome. So, yeah, look, what happened in Denver is what happened in Denver. They did not have a good game against the Denver Nuggets. Denver was playing really out of its mind. I continue to say that. I also continue to put some what's the right word? Blame on the head coach. But at the same time, the Denver Nuggets were just getting to every single spot that they wanted to get to, and they played a very good brand of basketball. But you have to win tonight's game. That is really the bottom line. You cannot lose tonight to the Washington Wizards, a team that's 15 games under 500, that's missing 4 of their 5 best players. So you need to go out there and you need to make a statement and go out there with a W tonight and show off your firepower with Oubre and with Trendon Watford. So with that being said, chat, I open this up to you guys, and I want to know, in tonight's game, okay, first of all, How many points do you think Kelly Oubre Jr. is going to have in his return tonight to Philadelphia? That's question number one that I have for you. And question number two, what do you guys think that the 76ers need to do in tonight's game in order for them to get themselves a W against the Washington Wizards? What are your keys for tonight? Mine, it's plain and simple. When it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers, I think that they need to make really good, crisp passes. In the late game, in the late part of the game against Denver, we saw that the 76ers were very sloppy with their passes. Joel Embiid had a couple of critical turnovers. He tried to pass it out of the double team, and you didn't really see a lot of motion from guys moving away from the ball. So I want them to make good passes, and I just want to see really good play calling in this game too. I would really like it tonight if Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Paul George did not have to play in the fourth quarter. I want them to get reps. Sorry, I want them to get some rest. I want them to get reps, but I'd like them to rest in the fourth quarter, if that's possible, and see a little bit more of Kelly Oubre, and try to get him back in the action of things, and maybe try to give Jared McCain some more minutes too. So that's really where I stand on tonight's game. But let me know what you guys think down below. Final score predictions, too. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat as we transition to our other side of the screen. Again, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. Memberships are $2.99 a month, guys. If you do want to become a member and get access to all of these cool emojis that we have for Philadelphia 76ers basketball, we got a Joel Embiid emoji. We got ourselves a Paul George emote. I always love it when people are in the chat spamming those emotes. I don't like them when people spam, but when you're spamming emotes, that's something a little bit different. And so, $2.99 a month. The link, I can post that down below right now. I'm going to do that. But yes, make sure that you guys, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, make sure that you guys do that. All right, so Mark is here. Mark says that Kelly is going to put up 22 points tonight. I love the sound of that, and I think that that would be absolutely awesome. If this guy can just get a little bit of some run in him, a little bit of some firepower, and just be able to attack, I think that that would be great. I would really like to see Kelly Oubre put up 22 points tonight. I don't think that it's going to happen. I think that he's just going to get his wheels back under him, and we're going to see a lot of jogging up and down the court. But it might be a little bit slower of a start, but if he comes out there and instantly just makes a splash in his return, sign me up for that any day. I'm so happy. I would be really looking forward to that, and I would sign up for that any day of the week. Mark says, as far as the keys go as well, cooperate and pass, says Mark. And then Bradley, what's up, Bradley? Bradley says, easy, score more points. yeah, that's definitely a good way to put it. Yes, I should have been a little bit more specific, I guess. But yes, no, I want them to box out. I want them to do a good job on the rebounds. They did a great job on the rebounds in the last game. That really wasn't the problem, but it was just the turnovers late and just the lack of execution of closing out on the shooters and making other guys beat you, and they ended up beating you. So on closeouts, when you left them wide open, they made you pay. That's really what I was trying to say. All right, it's 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time. The game should be getting started in just a little bit. We'll talk about the starting lineups for tonight's game. So for the 76ers, well, actually, first we'll get to the Wizards first. Bub Carrington is going to be the point guard for tonight. And then you got Trey Johnson as his running mate in the backcourt. Bilal Coulibaly at the 3, Justin Champagnie at the 4, and Alex Sarr, he is at the 5, playing at the center position. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they got Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, Dominic Barlow, and Joel Embiid as their starting 5. So Embiid will be going up against Sarr. Barlow's going up against Champagnie. George against Coulibaly. Edgecombe against Johnson. And Carrington against Tyrese Maxey. Those are all the counterparts for each team. So that is how the game is going to start tonight as far as the lineups do go. The referees for tonight, the officials for tonight's game, as I just continue to drop my phone. That is not good. I should probably just put the little stand up if I was being smart. I'm still used to leaving this on the laptop because I got a new phone not too long ago. Curtis Blair is the referee, along with Kevin Cutler and Simone Jelks. Those are the officials for tonight's game. No Corey Kispert, he's out with a hamstring injury. Chris Middleton is out with a knee injury. CJ McCollum, they're calling it a quadriceps injury that he is dealing with. Keyshawn George out with a hip injury. And then Cam Whitmore is having some shoulder problems, but he is out until at least January 27th, Cam Whitmore. And the 76ers don't have anybody on the injury report. Comparing both teams, the 76ers average about 117 points per game. Meanwhile, the Washington Wizards only 113.4. As far as points against, the Washington Wizards have allowed 124. The 76ers have allowed 116. The Sixers shoot 45% from the field. Meanwhile, Washington scores 46% from the field. So the 76ers need to go out there and just show them how it's done. Take care of business. Clock on in, clock out, and get the job done. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Final score predictions. Bradley says, I'm going to go 100-76. Wow, 76 points for the Washington Wizards. That's like unheard of in today's NBA, but I'll take it. Watch Eagle is here. What's up, Watch Eagle? He says Wizards are going to lose 110-101. Whew, man. Ty says, look, I'm not impressed with Nick Nurse at all. I'm sorry to say that, but I really am not feeling this coach. Yeah, we talked. We were definitely going on tangents in the very last game. I wasn't overall upset with how the 76ers played. I was more so annoyed with how the team was coached in the last game. And we talked all about the fourth quarter lineups and the three-guard lineup that the 76ers had, sticking with that for way too long, and then Adem Bona being out there for quite a long time, not being taken out to the minute 50 marker. But that is all in the past now. It is time to move on and talk about this game as we are ready to get started. The 76ers are in their blue and white jerseys with the Phila text painted across the chest, and right below that are the jersey numbers. So Barlow, of course, wearing number 25, Embiid at center circle for the Philadelphia 76ers on the 6 sign, and Alex Sarr is his opponent. He will be going up against Embiid for the jump ball. Sarr smaller than Embiid, who's about 7 feet tall. Joel Embiid and Sarr at 6'10". All right, so here we go. Jump ball, we're underway, and the 76ers win the jump ball as Embiid tips it over to Tyrese Maxey, and we're off to the races already. Sixers are going from right to left, and of course the Wizards will be going from left to right. Here's Joel Embiid on a foul line, Jay, and he got it. He had a hand in his face, and the Philadelphia 76ers get their first 2 points of the ball game. Drop those Embiid emojis if you remember down below. Or if you're not a member, just drop bead. All right, here we go. Edgecombe gets a steal. Maxey over to Edgecombe. Down low to Dominic Barlow, and Barlow gets fouled. So again, Sixers playing tic-tac-toe as Barlow got... Actually, they say that he lost the ball there. Excuse me, there was no foul signaled. The ball actually bounced off of his left knee. Scratch that. Apologize. But anyhow, regardless, it is a 2-0 game. Sixers have the lead, and Washington has the ball yet again. Again, they're starting 5. It's Carrington, Johnson, Champagne, Bagley, and Sarr. Here's a layup that's up and no good as the Sixers get a rebound. It was Tyrese Maxey who will step into a 3 on the left side of the wing and knocks down the tray. Philadelphia so far 2 for 2 scoring-wise from the field today, and they're on a 5-0 start as Maxey hit a 3 and Joel Embiid made a foul line jump shot. Sarr on a drive to the basket gets the ball deflected, and it goes into the hands of VJ Edgecombe, who takes a straight-on 3, and that's way too strong. Barlow got boxed in and then tried to fight through adversity, and they're going to say that it's going to be Sixers ball as Alex Sarr touched it last. So as Barlow got sort of jammed in, he was sort of able to squeeze his way out over towards that left sideline near the baseline, and he did a good job just trying to get to that ball and forcing Sarr to touch it. Here's George on the inbound pass, finding a cutting Embiid to the rim. He throws it down. 7-0 Sixers. And already a timeout taken as the Washington Wizards cannot get on the same page. That's their first timeout that they take so far tonight. 7-zip Philadelphia. All right, so now what we can do is we can obviously play around with this and put our scoreboard up here. That's what we're going to do right now, so apologize about that. Here's the 76ers starters again tonight. It's George, Barlow, Maxey, and, of course, Edgecombe out there for the 76ers. Where's everybody tapping in from? Let us know down below. Let's know down below. 130-80 says Ty. Ooh, a 50-point blowout. Every time isn't designed to score from the outside, says Ty. I hear you, man. Dexter Davis is here. What's up, Dexter? How are you? Sixers should be running the offense through their guards, says Dexter. Yeah, I think that they should, definitely, but I also feel like that Paul George himself is not shooting the ball in recent games. Like, he's just not taking shots, and I feel like that the 76ers have sort of left him out of the game plan when it comes to shooting the ball, and I like it when he's handling the ball at times. Same thing with Trendon Watford now that he's back out there. I'm okay with him taking away a couple of touches from Tyrese Maxey, because guess what? In the playoffs, what's going to happen is this, guys. In the playoffs, if you don't have other guys stepping up, right? If it's just Tyrese Maxey and Quentin Grimes and Jared McCain that's just handling the ball all the time, well, teams are gonna find ways to adjust. So how do you come up with those counter punches? That's why I'm okay with Paul George getting the ball some of the time, and same thing with Joel Embiid, because if the teams are gonna be double teaming Tyrese Maxey and forcing him to make bad plays and forcing the ball to be stopped, other guys are gonna have to step up. So that's just how the league is now. And that's where I stand on that sort of idea, if you will. Andrew is here. He says, what's going on, JJ? How are you? And I will say that back to you, too. I'm happy to see you on here, my friend. He really didn't even say what's going on, JJ. He gave me a little fist bump. He always gives me a fist bump. I love the fist bumps, man. Drop the fist bumps down below. I'm going to fist bump you back like that. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We do like an old school radio play-by-play style of a call, but we always love it. We absolutely love it when you guys are engaging in the chat and when you guys are talking, because, you know, because you guys definitely provide another element to this whole conversation, and that's a big part of the story too. All right, so the 76ers lead at 7-0. Wizards just called a timeout. We'll see what they drew up out of this timeout. Carrington gives the rock over to the top of the key. And so here's a wide-open three that's shot, and that's good. And that was in the face of Embiid. Embiid actually got a hand on it, and so it was not a wide-open look. That was Bilal Coulibaly knocking it down from the far wing. And that's the first field goal that Washington has made today. They're 1 for 3 shooting-wise in this game. Maxey got a pass from Paul George, and now looks to give it back to George on a catch-and-shoot three, and that one is just a little bit strong, and a long rebound by Bub Carrington, and the Washington Wizards driving downhill and going up with a Euro step. Hitting the layup is Justin Champagnie out in transition, and just like that, it's a 5-0 run by Washington as they respond out of their timeout. Edgecombe at the top of the perimeter again, swings it around to Maxey over on the right side of the wing, zigzagging across the lane, finding Barlow with nobody to guard him, and the pick-and-roll offense certainly works for the 76ers as Barlow throws it down with a two-handed jam. And so the 76ers increased their lead 9-5. The Wizards' defense was caught sleeping at the wheel. Carrington goes behind his back. He lost the ball. Edgecombe dives for it on top of it, and he gets the loose ball on the ground and makes them pay. Here's Embiid rewarding Edgecombe as he drives it to the rim. He gets it denied, but Dominic Barlow picks up his dribble. Sixers swing it around. Maxey for three. No. Barlow almost got a hockey assist there. It just ended up going in and out for Tyrese Maxey, and Washington looking to attack on the other side. Another loose ball and another fumble by Washington. Here's George, who picks it up and finds Maxey running down the lane. He lays it up and in, and the 76ers are back up by 6 points. Washington is just committing some careless turnovers, but the 76ers are just making them pay. Here's another three by Washington that was chucked up, and the ball does go out of bounds. It was last touched by a 76er, and with 8:17 left, or they actually said that it was last touch, by Carrington, and it'll be Sixers ball. It actually really looked like that the 76ers touched it last, but the referees do say otherwise. And, the Sixers are going to get the inbound pass here. It's VJ Edgecombe running things at the point right now for the Sixers. Edgecombe to Maxey. He puts up a three. He's on fire. And a good play call again out in transition by the 76ers to just make the Wizards pay. 14-5 is the score. So Champagne, Sarr, Carrington, Coulibaly, and Johnson are the five for the Wizards. And Washington does score a bucket. They got a little floater. It was from the left hand of Alex Sarr. That guy is really talented, and he can certainly go off, averaging 17.5 points per game at just the age of 20 years old in his rookie season. Looks like he's going to have a good career if he stays healthy. Embiid on the drive to the basket tries to put up a floater, and he's fouled right in the paint. And we're going to have some foul shots coming up for Joel Embiid. Tell you, Joel has played a lot better over his last 5 games in particular. This guy just continues to do much better on offense. He seems a little bit more like his old self. Not that dominant center that he once was, just attacking the rim and driving downhill, but still making defenders pay, buying defenders on pump fakes and going to the line a lot. He was 5 for 5 in his last game from the line, and then the game before that he was 8 for 12, and he had 26 points. He's had 2 straight double-double performances in a row. And so the first free throw by Joel is up, and it is good. 15-7 Sixers. And foul shot number 2. That one is good too. Excellent. JJ, good luck to your Eagles in the playoffs, says Andrew. Thank you so much, man. Here's a drive to the basket and a little kick out over to Carrington, again at the top of the key. It was Bilal Coulibaly trying to find Carrington, and they're having a little game of catch going on. Carrington gets it back, and it goes to the top of the key. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's looking to kick it out because the Sixers did a good job blocking the passing lane, and it was last touched by Paul George, and so the ball is going to go out of bounds, but the Washington will have to inbound it with 2.9 seconds left on the shot clock. So the Sixers forcing Washington to be in a little bit of a hurry to try to get a shot off here. And good defense by the 76ers. Carrington will inbound it for Washington on the near sideline, and the Sixers just get caught sleeping at the wheel and are able to not allow a body to go on Justin Champagne in the dunker spot. He was just cut into the basket wide open and parting the Red Sea, and he just threw it down with 2 hands. Maxey with some space, launching the 3. No good. And Washington, again, off to the races on the other side. Johnson spinning. Johnson turning. Johnson laying it up and in. And it's now a 5-point game on a little spin-around, turn-around layup by Trey Johnson. He certainly has skills, too. Embiid crosses a double team, finds George wide open for 3. Splash! On the near corner for Paul George. That was a big shot by the Sixers again. The Washington defense collapsing, and Paul George, well, he could shoot the corner jump shot, and he does right there. Embiid just made an excellent block on Alex Sarr. It was on a floater, though. Not really an explosive one, but it'll still be, they actually will call a shooting foul on Joel for making marginal contact on his left shooting hand, and we'll have some free throws coming up. And that is the first personal foul for Joel Embiid. Edgecombe has not put up a point so far in this game, but Tyrese Maxey has 8. Paul George just got his first 3. And then Joel Embiid has 6. And that is how the scores have gone, or the points have gone for this game. Kevin says, I'm just stopping by to say hi. What's going on, man? 19-12, and now it's 19-13, as both free throws are good by Washington, and it's back to a 2-possession ball game. 6 minutes and 13 seconds left on the game clock. George thought about taking the 3, drives it inside, over towards the baseline on the left, spins around, tries to bat down his defender, goes up for a tough 2, and he's fouled. It was Alex Sarr that got him right on the left, looking to help out his teammate, Bub Carrington. And we'll have some more free throws coming up for the 76ers. Carrington was actually called for the shooting foul. And Sixers almost halfway done this first quarter. Get your popcorn ready for Sunday, says Kevin. Yep. Still got plenty of time left, but it's going to fly. It most certainly is. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends and family members about this channel, too. First free throw by Paul George. He puts it up, and he puts it on in. It is January 7th of 2026, in case you did not know. The second free throw by Paul George. He swishes it, and the 76ers increase their lead to 8. Excellent. Carrington on a pick and roll, giving it up and getting it back and going up with a little floater inside and got it to go. Good defense, just better offense by the Sixers. Speaking of offense, here's Tyrese Maxey, who's put up a lot of points on offense for Philadelphia. Getting a little bit of space, finding Embiid, rolling down the lane, putting up a 2, won't go. Barlow back to Maxey on the second try for 3. And Tyrese Maxey has got it going on, folks. Hitting it from the left side of the wing, wide open again, and making the Washington defense pay. Carrington with a jumper, and VJ Edgecombe is going to play Pac-Man and just snag that rebound away. He drives it downhill, puts it up, lays it on in with the left hand, the soft touch, the finger roll finish, and an explosive play by VJ Edgecombe again on offense. Here's a 2 that's denied by Embiid. Nice job by Embiid to block Justin Champagne. And Maxey puts up a tray. That's going to be rebounded by Washington, as that time Tyrese Maxey is human and can't make the 3. George defending Sarr, and now Barlow comes for help. Sarr puts it up, can't put it in, grabs his own offensive rebound, and on the second opportunity, he makes the 76ers pay. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left remaining in this first quarter. The Sixers doing a good job shooting the basketball. They're shooting 53%. They're 4 for 9 from 3, and that's why they're up in this game. Edgecombe on a drive to the basket, trying to lay it up and in, and he's fouled as he hits the deck pretty hard, and he stands up. He got some help from his teammate, and that was Paul George, and we're going to have a couple of foul shots coming up for the 76ers. My oldest sister's birthday is tomorrow, says Kevin. Well, happy birthday to her. That's going to be great. Would you like me to give you an update? Everyone turn on my home on the Flyers. Flyers aren't playing tonight, but would you like me to give you an update? Everyone turn on my home on the Flyers. What are you saying, man? What are you saying? First free throw is up and in. Kelly Oubre is just coming back in as he gets a standing ovation. He's been out since November 14th with a left knee sprain and has missed 22 games, and Tyrese Maxey tells the crowd to pour it on. Cool moment for Kelly Oubre as he steps in. And so does Quentin Grimes. Here's Edgecombe's second free throw, and that one is good. And the Sixers are up 28-17. Excellent. VJ making both free throws, and the Sixers got to get back on defense again. Carrington inside, outside, over to Coulibaly. And now with a bounce pass to Marvin Bagley III, trying to go to work against Embiid. Oubre reached on in on help, and we have a wide open 3 that's up and no good by Malachi Branham. And the ball goes out of bounds over towards the near baseline, and it'll be Sixers ball, last touch by the Washington Wizards. 28 points. Sixers defense has done a better job. And by the way, as that 3 was attempted by Washington, they have just only made 1 tray so far in this game. Embiid causing a pump fake, finding a cutting Grimes to the basket, and he just could not finish the wide-open layup. It was a bunny. It was a great pass by Joel Embiid, and Grimes not able to connect on the layup there. Here's an offensive rebound off of a missed layup by Bagley, and he puts it up and ends up putting it in for Washington. So with about 3.5 minutes left to go, the Sixers lead is down into single digits. Embiid with a step-back shot, and he puts it up and is able to connect. And the Sixers are up 30-19. So Maxey leading the way with 11 points for Philadelphia, and Joel Embiid in second place for the Sixers. He has 8 points in this contest so far. Bagley with a floater over Embiid. Good defense by Joel. He corrals the miss and finds Maxey. And Maxey throws down an alley-oop pass to Grimes. And that one is good. Embiid to Maxey right into the half-court set. And then Maxey just lobbed it over to Grimes. And it was too easy. And Washington will burn its second timeout of the quarter with 2:55 remaining. We'll take a quick step off. Don't go anywhere. The Sixers are up by a baker's dozen. 32-19 is your score. Into 76ers basketball. Philadelphia does lead at 32-19 at the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button as well, and turn on the bell icons. We got Flyers Leafs tomorrow night. Yes, we do. We got Flyers and Leafs tomorrow night. Your boy's going to be going to the game and is really excited about that. 11 points for Tyrese Maxey. Sixers do a good job defending the inbound pass, but instead it's going to go into the hands of a wizard, and they're going to find a wide-open three-point shooter, and that's up and in. Anthony Gill just stepped in for Washington, and so did A.J. Johnson, and Gill just made a tray from the near side of the wing. So the lead is down to 10. Philadelphia's lineup now, it's Maxey, Bona, Oubre, Grimes, and McCain. Just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Maxey to Grimes for a catch-and-shoot three, and it's just a little bit too strong. Washington corralling and controlling the pace here. Johnson on the drive to the basket, getting past Jared McCain, puts up a layup, and he can't get it because Bona was right there in front of him. And the ball gets tipped out of bounds, and it's still going to be Washington ball, last touched off of the left pointer finger by Adem Bona. So we got 2 minutes left in this first quarter, and the Sixers are up by 10. Washington looking to inbound it again. It's Bob Carrington on the pass over to Johnson. And Johnson at working his way at the top of the key. Double team comes, and now it's a 3-on-2 matchup, and the three by Malachi Branham is way too strong. Oubre got the rebound for the Sixers as they swing it around the timeline. McCain's three-point shot on the catch and shoot is just a little bit to the left side, and rebounded again. That's by Bob Carrington. He puts up a three off the dribble and makes it in the face of Tyrese Maxey. And now it's a 7-point game. So the Sixers defense with this lineup out there, with Bona at center, Oubre at the forward, and Grimes and McCain and Maxey as the three guards, they're getting cooked right now. We have another shot made by Philadelphia as Tyrese Maxey runs down the lane and throws it down with his right hand. Bagley with the ball on a handoff over to Carrington. His three-point shot is no good, but he's fouled by Quentin Grimes. And 3 free throws are going to be coming up for the Washington Wizards. It is 7:33 p.m. Eastern Time. Damn, JJ, what's the waiting song? This is JD Banks. Hey, if you guys know of any other people that actually do music production and stuff, I mean, it's copyright free. If you guys do know other people that do that type of stuff, hit me up about that because I've been trying to look. You know what I'm saying? First free throw is up and in by Bub Carrington. 34-26 is the score. But it's not my favorite either, but it's copyright free and I haven't gotten myself a strike. So for now, it works. It's not necessarily what I want in the long haul, but, you know, you pick and you choose your battles. 34-27 is the score, and the next free throw is up and in. So all 3 foul shots made by Washington. 1:05 left to go in this first quarter. Sixers up by 6. Grimes almost turned it over as he lost his dribble, but then he got it back. Hands it off to Maxey on the far wing at the three-point line. Crosses over. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Maxey tells Grimes to go to the basket. He passes it over to Grimes, and he lost the ball again, and the ball goes out of bounds. A bad turnover by Quentin Grimes, 34-28. He just had pretty much two turnovers on that offensive possession. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Clock stopped for a second on NBC Sports, don't know why. Maxey gets an easy pick for the 76ers, steps into a 3, and launches it and knocks it down. Let's go. Nah, man, I was saying it was fire. I'm happy that you like it, man. I'm happy that you like it. It's it's not my favorite personally, but I think it gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to a lot of other ones, and I didn't like them, but I thought that this one was the best out of all of them. I did that for like 3 hours, just trying to find a song for a break, and I didn't like any of them. Here's a layup that's good by Malachi Branham. But no, I appreciate it, man. I do. 7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Shot clock unplugged. Maxey over to McKean. One more to Grimes, who drives it inside, but he's going to step out of bounds. And that's now like the second straight turnover by Quentin Grimes. 2 turnovers on the last 3 offensive possessions for the 76ers. And they're both on Grimes. The three-quarters court shot is airballed, and that is going to do it as the end of the first quarter is here. Sixers up 37-30 as they head into quarter number 2. And they'll be back in just a little bit. Okay. Maxey has 16 points already, guys. He is absolutely killing it from 3. And again, he's getting wide open looks, and that's because the 76ers in this game so far have done a very nice job establishing the two-man game with Embiid and Maxey. You see that Embiid is drawing a lot of gravity, and then Tyrese Maxey just gets set free. And it's just a beauty to watch. And Washington just does not have the players that can just stay on Tyrese Maxey because of his quickness and because of his because of his sneaky speed that he has. What do I mean by sneaky speed? Well, the one thing about Tyrese Maxey is that, yes, he's really fast, but sometimes, like, you don't know when he's just going to speed up and he's just going to zip and zoom by everybody, you know? So that's pretty impressive. Quentin Grimes had some really bad turnovers at the end of that first quarter. And I'm going to tell you this again, and I know that it's early on, right? Is it really early on anymore? I guess that we can make the argument and say no. But the 3-guard lineup over the last 2 games has really not done a good job for the 76ers. When the starters are out there, the Sixers had a nice little lead, and they were able to work it all the way up to 14, I believe it was. The biggest lead that they had was actually 13. And then as soon as they go to the 3-guard lineup, things just start falling. Grimes is turning the ball over. Jared McKean, again, just on defense, not being able to stop anybody. And you're playing 4-on-5 basketball at this point, and that's just not good. So that's why Washington sort of had a little bit of a run. And we saw it again in the last game that the Sixers played, too, in the fourth quarter, where Denver went on an 11-2 run, a 13-2 run it was, and that's what got them back in the game, and that's ultimately why they won. So I know it's just 2 games, and we've seen success offensively from the 3-guard lineup, but that's the sacrifice, right? You're sacrificing offense for defense. Or, sorry, you're sacrificing defense for good offense. That's the point that I was trying to make. But I hear you. I appreciate it, man. How's everybody doing in the chat? Where's everybody tuning in from? Where is everybody tuning on in from? I'll give you a shout-out down below. 37 points for the 76ers and 30 for Washington. Trey Johnson back in the game for the Wizards, and he is playing at the point. 9 assists for the Sixers on 13 field goals made. That's pretty impressive. And here's a 3-point shot by Johnson, and that's a little bit too strong. Oubre climbs the ladder, hauls it in, and takes it to the top of the key himself. Now steps over to the foul line, works at the nail, puts up an elbow J. Looked like he got hit on the wrist. They didn't call it. The refs drew the whistle, and it's rebounded by Washington, and they'll play on. 37-30. Neither team has scored yet on offense to start off the second quarter. Carrington with a left-handed dribble gets it knocked away and stolen by Quentin Grimes. It was knocked away by Oubre. Sixers have a 4-on-3 advantage, and Oubre puts up a 3 on a catch and shoot on the near corner, and he can't get it. And the rebound belongs to Washington again. So the Sixers certainly had a look, just could not capitalize. And Trey Johnson out in transition beats Adem Bona to the punch, kisses it high off the window with the underhand, and it's now a 5-point deficit for Washington. Again, the Sixers had a 13-point lead, and it's cut to 5. McCain got the pass from Oubre. It was not in the right spot. And McCain, instead of taking the 3, had to be forced to take a lane jump shot at the second hash mark, and it was just bricked. 37-32, and now 37-34 is the score as Trey Johnson again makes a layup, and the Sixers still sticking to this 3-guard lineup with Edgecombe, McCain, and Grimes, and they are just getting beaten up. It's just absolutely insane. Grimes to McCain, down low on the baseline. McCain hands it off to Oubre, and the ball gets blocked and swatted away, but we're going to have the ball did actually hit the black line on the baseline, and with 3.8 seconds left, the Sixers are still going to have possession of the ball. Scott says, I'm tuning in from Greensboro, North Carolina. Happy to see you on here, buddy. 37 points for the Sixers and 34 for Washington. Sixers in 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes, have not scored a bucket. Trendon Watford, there he is over on the bench. He was dealing with an adductor strain and has been sidelined since November 25th. Edgecombe on a layup inside, that's no good. I mean, he had a nice look there and just couldn't get it off at the right angle. Washington could tie it with a 3 or cut the deficit to 1 with a 2. And we'll see how the Sixers defend here. Carrington crossing over, giving it up over to Malachi Branham, who just made a layup, and it's now a 1-point deficit for Washington. Here's Edgecombe on a drive to the basket, gets it denied by Anthony Gill from behind on the chase down block. Grimes almost came away with a steal, and it goes out of bounds. The ball did go out. 9:39 to go in the second quarter. Jabari Walker will step on in for the 76ers. I mean, he did a good job, that is, on Anthony Gill on that chase down block. Sixers still have possession of the ball. It was last touched by a Wizard. Forgot to mention that. Here's Paul George working and posting up his defender, but then kicks it out to a wide-open three-point shooter. That's Quentin Grimes, and it just does not get the friendly roll. It went in and out, and it almost went halfway down and then just zoomed back out. Washington trying to take the lead, and they do. No timeout called. It's a 10-0 run by Washington, and maybe you want to stop the momentum, Nick Nurse? I don't know. 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and here's Grimes taking it over to the baseline yet again. Walker at the nail, giving it back to Paul George to try to reset things. 3 seconds left. He has to hurry up here. He puts up a 3, and that's way too strong, and that's going to hit the back of the rim and rebounded by Washington again. Johnson trying to get some space, puts up a three, and that is going to increase Washington's lead to 4. An 11-0 run by the Washington Wizards, and the Sixers offense just has not been active at all. They have not put up any points, and they'll take a timeout. See, that's the frustrating thing, right? That is what's annoying, because you just see, just from listening about these 3-guard lineups, that the Sixers are just getting absolutely destroyed on defense. Another wide open 3 led up by the Sixers as they just could not close out. Trey Johnson just made it, and he had all day and night to shoot that shot. Now, Quentin Grimes did not get a friendly bounce on the 3 that he attempted there, and he had the look, and usually he knocks those down, but didn't knock it down there. So Washington up by 4 with 8:42 left to go. Just embarrassing for the 76ers. All right. Why does Nick Nurse just stand there and let things run? I don't get it. I also just don't understand why the fact that Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid are not, like, one of them you would think has to just be out there on the floor, correct? Especially with the lineups that they have. I don't know. Just doesn't make sense. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the bell icons. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. I'm so happy to see you guys on here tonight. I had myself a really nice day, but, you know, I always look forward to doing these streams. This is therapy for me. I like working on things behind the scenes, and I like doing stuff away from stream to try to get ready for this next baseball season, but it does not, like, when I'm on camera, when I'm on stream, I just feel so accomplished, and I feel like that I can, you know, I feel very confident in myself, and I hope that you guys see that and that you enjoy wherever you're tuning on in from. Rom says on Twitter, he covers the Sixers, he says, time to adjust, Nick Nurse. One of Maxey or Embiid must be on the court at all times. Not blaming him, though, because against the Wizards, you should be fine, but it's quite embarrassing. I don't care who it is. Maxey's or Embiid needs to be out there at almost all times. Almost all times. All right. So we've been streaming for, 52 minutes? I also started off by doing the wrong stream, so I took a little bit of an L today. Wizards are 5-2 over their last 7 games. They have actually scored 48% from the field in those 7 games, and their offensive rating is up to 112.6. That's higher than the Sixers over their first 25 games. Their offensive rating was at 108. 41-37, an 11-0 run by the Wizards to start off the second quarter. Edgecombe draws up a play, puts up a 3, and that one's no good. Grabs his own offensive rebound, kicks it out to George, and Paul George knocks down a tray from the straight on. So the Sixers, Edgecombe couldn't make the 3 on the near corner, and then, as he got the offensive rebound, because of the bad closeout by Washington, decided to give it up to Paul George for a straight-on 3. Bagley with a little runner inside with the left hand. He had traffic on him, and yet he still made it. Good defense, just better offense for the Washington Wizards. It's a 43-40 game. Edgecombe on the drive to the basket, trying to slam it home. And we have a charge called. It's on VJ Edgecombe. It looked like that Brandon was just trying to sacrifice his body, and VJ tried to posterize him. We still have yet to see a poster dunk by VJ Edgecombe, but he tried to throw down the house there. It was actually Marvin Bagley, the third, who set his feet and planted a seed into the ground. And so the Sixers got to play defense. 13 points for the Wizards in this second quarter so far. 43 points for Washington. All right. Did I say 13 points by the Sixers so far? I meant to say the Wizards. Here's another 3 by Washington, and that was a little bit short. It came off the hands of Trey Johnson. George caught the rebound for the 76ers. Crosses over against Carrington. He has him on an ISO. What's Paul George going to do? He'll take an elbow J and knock down the shot. For people that say, well, I don't want Paul George to ISO, well, he can certainly make shots when he does. I mean, you just don't want him to do it too much, but not saying that he can't take a shot at all when he has his defender off of a dribble, because he can certainly make them. Bagley just able to take out the trash and put it up and in on a left-handed layup, 45-42. He just schooled Paul George there as he got his own miss, and then just was able to lay it up and in over him. 45-42. Bagley gets a block as the ball is denied off of Jabari Walker's 6-foot layup that he tried to hit. Washington has numbers on the other side. Johnson just tosses it over to Gill at the top of the perimeter. Gill's in trouble. Gives it down low over to Johnson again. And we have a shooting foul called on the Philadelphia 76ers with about 6 minutes and 41 seconds left in this first half. And Edgecombe gets called for the shooting foul. And so free throws coming up for the Washington Wizards, who are going to try to increase their lead. Snowman is here. What's up, Snow? How are you, my friend? Shout out to you. Free throw number 1, good by Washington. That was Malachi Branham, who was at the line, and makes it now a 2-possession game. Mark says 76ers are already falling apart in the second quarter. Yes, they are. They just cannot get any sort of offense penetrated, and that's really annoying. Again, on a night where you want the 76ers to not have to play Maxey in the fourth quarter, well, and I know there's still plenty of time to go, and things can certainly change, but it's not looking good so far because of how the second quarter has gone. Both free throws are good by Malachi Branham. Alex Sarr just came in, and so did Tyrese Maxey for the Sixers, and Bub Carrington, the other Wizard that just stepped on in for Trey Johnson. Embiid finding Walker, cutting back door. They swing it outside. Edgecombe to George for another 3. I'll tell you what, Paul George has found his groove. He has 10 points, and he's starting to heat up. Maybe try to feed him a little bit more because he has the Midas touch. 6 minutes left remaining in this second quarter. Here's a bounce pass over to the low post. That's going to get denied by Jabari Walker. The ball does go out of bounds. And with 6:01 left to go in the second quarter, the Sixers, Jabari Walker called for a loose ball foul. He's having a little bit of a tough time putting some pressure on that foot, and now he does. He got tangled up there with knees and just banged on into Carrington, but got called for the loose ball foul. And he's going to go back on over to the sideline. He's going to sit down right now. He's not going into the tunnel. 47 points for Washington and just 45 for Philadelphia. Pick and roll offense for the Wizards. Sarr going up against Embiid, hitting a reverse layup and getting it to fall. It's now 49-45. Less than 6 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Really want the Sixers to try to capitalize and set up a good play on offense. Embiid over on the outside, crossing over about 3 times, taking it with the left hand, putting up a bank shot, and he can't get it. Barlow got the rebound, but it was fumbled, and he lost the ball, and intercepted by Malachi Branham. Branham to Coulibaly, going downhill. Paul George with the denial. However, Washington retains possession. A wide open 3, no good. And a rebound taken by VJ Edgecombe. The tray was missed by Anthony Gill, and Edgecombe came corralling for that rebound. All right, Maxey driving it down the lane, kicking it out to Paul George in the near corner. Back to Embiid for a straight-on 3, and Joel Embiid cashes his first tray of the game. They're actually going to call it a 2 and say that his left foot was on the line. It's a 22-foot pull-up J for Joel Embiid, so that is not a 3. It's just a 2, and now it's a 2-point game. A foul called on Tyrese Maxey over on the other side of the court. And with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half, we'll have another stoppage in play. It was a personal on Tyrese Maxey. So again, let us know what you guys think that your final score predictions are down below. The big three is definitely doing its part, says Paul Hudrick. They're all in double figures, but just could use some other supporting cast members to step up, essentially, is what he's saying over on Twitter. Paul Hudrick for Liberty Ballers does an incredible job. Also was 97.3. He does an excellent job writing and covering Sixers basketball. 4.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Carrington outside for a three. Puts up a catch-and-shoot three, and he airballed it. And Joel Embiid catches the miss. Sixers trying to get something penetrated on offense. They don't necessarily have to rush anything. They just got to come up with a set play here. George trying to post up his defender. Goes up for a two, and there was a very late foul called. George just flopped his hands up in the air, and finally the ref, it was pretty late, but he gave the signal, and Bub Carrington is guilty for committing a shooting foul. LP is here. What's up, LP? He says, hello all, let's go 76ers. Lou is also here too. Now everybody's coming on in. Again, drop what your final score predictions are down below. McCain is unplayable. It's sad, man. Yeah, man, I hear you. LP says, I'm going to go 120-114. That's awesome. 120-114 76ers. We had somebody saying that the Wizards were only going to put up 76 points. I think at this rate, that's going to be pretty hard to do. I do. Oh, man. 4:18 to go in this first half between Philadelphia and Washington. And Paul George ends up making both foul shots and is now 4 for 4.
Excellent.
4:13 left to play in this second quarter. Coulibaly being heavily guarded by Edgecombe. He stays on him. Coulibaly goes down the lane, puts up a shot. Edgecombe there to deny him, and that's now the fourth block of the quarter for the 76ers. Their defense has done a much better job over the last 3 minutes or so. Embiid at the nail. Now goes to the foul line extended. Works up against Sarr. Puts up a fadeaway J and knocks it down. Gotta tell you what, Joel Embiid is starting to get things cooking along. Maxey with a block on the other side on a reverse layup attempt by Carrington. Unfortunately, though, it went off of Maxey's hands, and that led to a 2-on-1 as Coulibaly was not boxed out at all, and he just made the layup off the assist by Malachi Branham. Here's a three by Maxey on the other side. He tried to bank it in. Offensive rebound for Philadelphia, and another three by George. That's good! Oh my goodness, Paul George finding his groove, and he's on fire. 18 points for PG. Let's go. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go. He's also 4 for 6 from downtown. A huge miss for Washington. Edgecombe trying to throw it down, but he lost control of the basketball, and the Sixers are going to get it back. Sloppy basketball on both ends. Barlow has numbers. Gives it over to Edgecombe. Back out to Maxey for a three. In and out it goes, and Edgecombe could not hang on to the rebound there. Good job by Alex Sarr to box him on out. Then Justin Champagnie is going to catch the Tyrese Maxey miss. All right, 5 more subs till we get to the 82-10 marker. If you guys have not hit the thumbs up button, make sure that you guys do that now. Here's Washington attacking on the offensive side, and VJ Edgecombe again plays solid defense, gets the rebound, outlet pass to Maxey. Maxey with a layup that's up and in. Embiid was open, but Tyrese did end up luring in the defense, and he still made it. It was a tough layup, but he got it to go, and that's what really counts. We're at the 2-minute marker in the second quarter. Sixers lead is up to 5. Sarr again trying to provide his the defense off balance. It does not work. Sixers play extraordinary defense again. A steal. And Maxey going up with a layup inside. Draws the contact. And he's fouled. Makes the 2. Kisses it off the window. And Maxey gets a little pat on the back from Nick Nurse. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Washington. Good defense again by VJ Edgecombe. He's been very active in this second quarter on that side of the ball. You saw a nice block by Tyrese Maxey. The 76ers are just taking an absolute stance against the Wizards currently on this 3-minute drive that they've had. 3 minutes of play, excuse me. And with that, I need to take a step off. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Tyrese Maxey's and one is no good. And so with that, we have less than 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. 20 points for Tyrese Maxey. He is 8 for 13 from the field so far in this game. Make sure, again, that you guys hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. 5 seconds left on the shot clock for the Washington Wizards, and they're going to go up with a pull-up J, and that's good by Trey Johnson. Oh, man. He just made that from 11 feet, got it right off just in plenty of time. 1:25 remaining in this second quarter, and the Sixers, again, giving it over to Embiid down low on the block, and Embiid tries to put it up and in, and he just missed a 4-foot hook shot. And now Sarr gets the rebound. It's a 13-4 run by the 76ers, and they've done a much better job. Another steal off of another bad pass by Washington. They have plenty of turnovers in this first half. Embiid is fouled. He got lured by Carrington, who swiped him right on the left hand, and will have some foul shots coming on up. That was actually Champagne who got called for the foul. And so that's going to put the Sixers in the bonus. All right. Guys, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live. We have 336 total views so far. 49 people are tuning on in. You guys are absolutely awesome. We have some free throws by Embiid in the first one. He'll drain it and make it now a 6-point lead for Philadelphia with about 64 seconds to go. Joel Embiid, by the way, is a plus 27 in this game. Isn't that awesome? 13 points, 5 rebounds. He's made a big difference in this game so far and continues to do so as foul shot number 2 is good. Excellent. Isn't it really nice when the 76ers are hitting their free throws? Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey have put up 52 of the 60 points that the Sixers have provided on offense. Here's another 3 by Washington, and that's a little bit off the mark. Barlow, rebound, outlet pass to Maxey. Maxey gives it up over to George, and the ball slipped out of his hands. He tried to go down with an explosive dunk, and just cut it off of his right hand. 33 seconds left to go in this second quarter, and about 15 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. It's 60-53. Here's a 3 that's contested and still good. I'll tell you what, this guy has had a really good game. 22 seconds left in the second quarter. It's now 60-56. That was Trey Johnson who knocked down that tray. He has 11 in this game and 4 rebounds and 2 assists as well. About half a second differentiated in the shot clock from the game clock. Maxey with a bounce pass to Embiid, who rolls down the lane, puts up a tough layup. He's fouled with exactly 2.2 seconds left in this first half. Saw that the Sixers were on an the Wizards, that is, were on an 11-0 run. The Sixers, though, closed out this quarter, at least for now, with a 23-15 run. That's a lot better, for sure. Embiid at the line, waiting to get the ball from the referee. He says, give me a second. And he's taking his time. He's just squatting on down. Still waiting to get the ball. The Sixers do lead the regular season series against the Washington Wizards. 2-0. First game they ended up winning in overtime, 139-134. In the second game, it was 121-102. Here's the first free throw by Joel. That one is good. And the Sixers lead goes up to 5. 61-56 is the score. I just got a text from my friend. This is what happens when you give Paul George the damn basketball, Nick. I just had to read that out loud. 62-56. Here's a catch and shoot 3 by Washington, and that's not going to count. It was a 3 on the near corner, and that'll do it. First half is done. Sixers up by 6 against the Washington Wizards, and they'll be back for half number 2 in a little bit. We're going to take a quick step off, and then we'll have a little halftime show just to sort of recap what happened in the first half and talk about what the 76ers did a good job at and what they didn't do a good job at. So we'll talk more about it in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Welcome on into the Philadelphia 76ers halftime show here on Play by Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic night. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well. There's a lot to break down with what happened in that first half. And first, before we even get started, I want to hear what your thoughts were about that first half in general. Tell me what you guys liked. Tell me what you guys didn't like. And we'll pretty much just try to talk a little bit more about that. So look, the 76ers, first of all, nice for Kelly Oubre to get a standing ovation when he came back on in. I thought that was really cool, and he certainly deserves that because this guy definitely understands the city. He's a hustler. He's a really good player, and I'm really happy that he's back out there tonight for the 76ers' sake. They need him. And they need him to get some reps out there, and it's just good to see him jogging up and down the court. Would like to see Trendon Watford come on in. I don't know when that is going to be the case or if that's even going to be the case, but Kelly today has not gotten his first bucket yet, but he does have 3 rebounds, which is nice. He did attempt a 3. I thought maybe it was going to go in, but it did not. But that was nice to see. I think that my overall take with that first half is that Nick Nurse, again, just continues to infuriate fans and make some decisions that just scratch your head when you're watching it as a spectator and when you're watching it as, just from the outside. An 11-0 run to start off the second quarter, and yet it takes them that long to call a timeout. You're going back to a 3-guard lineup. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, one of them, in my opinion, has to be out there. And the reason why is because the 76ers, while you can argue that they should be able to penetrate offense without the both of those guys against Washington, I understand. But they do a lot defensively. They do a lot on both sides of the ball. Embiid has been playing much better defensively, that I don't think that people are giving him enough love that he deserves in that area. We have not seen the 2 big lineup tonight, which I find very interesting from a head coaching perspective. But just the lack of adjustments is what continues to stick in my craw with Nick Nurse. And while the Sixers have played better recently, that's still something that we all know in the playoffs that can really come back to bite you. Bad coaching. And when I'm watching it time and time again, that's a part of their identity. That's a part of who this team is. Bad coaching decisions when it comes to rotations, not knowing how to manage timeouts, that does continue to happen. And there's good things that Nick Nurse does too that I genuinely do like. The fact that he's playing VJ Edgecombe and he's not afraid to play him out there is great. Is absolutely awesome. But there's just other things that he does that you just scratch your head and you say to yourself, why is this going on? And I feel like that we're getting that a lot in this game, especially with how the second quarter played out. And it's unfair. It's not fair at all. Embiid, George, and Tyrese, outstanding. They are connecting on all levels. I was so proud of the defense that they all played in that second quarter once they all came back out there. VJ stepped up. Everybody was in sync. The players were getting back, and they were winning out in transition. I'm going to say this right now. The 76ers, if they can win in the fast break in any given night, they have a good shot of winning games. If they can play solid defense and just have that lead to easy offense for them, look out for them. That to me is what was a part of this identity because they thrive in transition defense and offense. When was the last time that we could actually say that the 76ers had such a great transition game? Really think about it. Because with this whole Joel Embiid era, we haven't necessarily had the guys, well, right? Like, this goes back to the depth. It goes back to the depth. The guys that we have now are basketball players. They're ballers. And with what they give you on a given night, it's all effort. We've been screaming how many times throughout the years at 37-year-old P.J. Tucker, at Ben Simmons, a guy who just did not want to shoot the ball, Markelle Fultz, and then we'd have guys coming off the bench like Mike Scott, and we would just cringe because they just could not get back on defense. You look at the Al Horford era, where the 76ers had so many tall guys, but yet they just couldn't penetrate anything on the offense because they were slow. That, to me, when I'm watching them out in transition, especially in this game, and I see Paul George making threes, and I see the 76ers with these 2-on-1s, with these 4-on-3s, they're scary. They are scary good in that area. And I've been seeing that a lot in this game with the big three out there. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. How do you guys feel about that first half? That was a very quick first half, says Scott. Now you see why I said trade those three, McCain, Edwards, and Janai Broom. Well, tell you what, it's night and day watching this lineup without the three guards because they're just giving up a lot of points. They really are. And I hope that they can figure it out, but at this point, it's costing you. It just is. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss this PAS? What's up, PAS? How are you? I'm so happy that you're here. How much longer is halftime? Halftime should be about like another 2 minutes or so. We should be getting into the third quarter pretty quickly. Guys, if you are a Flyers fan, if you are a Mets fan, and if you are a Jets fan, or if you just like watching baseball coverage and you like watching hockey coverage, and same thing with football, my guy, Pure Adrenaline Sports, drop your link down below, man, because you know what? He could use more adrenaline junkies. He really could. And you should definitely go check him out. Subscribe to my guy. He's my brother. And I appreciate all the support that he's given me over the years. And I want, obviously, to repay him in that way because he's been a big supporter of the channel. And I want to get him more Philly freaks over there. I do. And just sports freaks in general. I think Tyrese Maxey did a good job in the first half, in my opinion. So Scott, he did. Scott, you're so right. Tyrese Maxey just continues. I mean, like, that was, in all honesty, at this point, it's just expected. I don't even have to say nothing. I could see that Tyrese Maxey could have 25 points in the first half, and it's like, I expect it. It doesn't shock me, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a shocker anymore. It's just not. This guy is doing it on a night-to-night basis, and you can pretty much guarantee that this guy is going to get you at least 31 points a game. The last time that the 76ers had a guard that could do that was Allen Iverson. Pretty wild when you think about it. All right. We now need 4 more subs in order for us to get to the 82-10 marker. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you guys do that now. It's a 62-56 game. They just came back from the break over on NBC Sports, which means that the game should be back up and running in just a little bit. PAS says, I'm back live tomorrow for the Fiesta Bowl. Oh, that's right. Yeah, go check them out for that. Yes, sir. I'm going to the Flyers game tomorrow. I'm excited about that. 62 points for Philadelphia and 56 for Washington as we are ready to start off the third quarter right now. Again, George with 18 points, Maxey with 20, and Embiid with 16. Sixers will play defense as Washington goes from right to left. Wizards this year, 10-25 on the season. They have a 4-13 record on the road. Meanwhile, Philadelphia, they're 9-9 at home and 19-15 in 34 games. A rebound caught by Joel Embiid. Sixers out in transition. Have VJ Edgecombe spot up for a three, and it'll just hit off the back iron, and it'll be Washington ball. Carrington still out there for Washington as a starter, and he just threw it away. The ball was supposed to go to Justin Champagnie, but it went out of bounds, and it was wide left and incomplete, as if he were a quarterback. So Carrington just threw it out of bounds. It's Coulibaly, Johnson, Sarr, Champagnie, and Carrington. Embiid, down low on the block, works up against his defender, goes up for a two, and they will call goaltending. Alex Sarr just jumped up over the rim as when the ball was released by Joel, it was just above the rim, and he was putting up the 2 points, Joel, and that's certainly what happened. 56-64. Edgecombe comes away with a steal off of a bad pass, and he has his fourth steal of the game, if you can believe that. Barlow putting up a layup inside. That's up. That's good. And a timeout taken by Washington. And I was being sarcastic about the VJ thing because, I mean, this guy just plays good, solid defense every single night. A 4-0 run by Philadelphia and a timeout taken by Washington as the lead is up to 10 for the 76ers. Let's go. Oddly enough, Champagne's name is pronounced Champagnie. Champagnie? Is that how you say it? Champagnie? Thanks for letting me know. Thanks so much for telling me. Champagnie. I think that's how you say it, right? It's like Shams, Shams, and then Shaq and Penny, right? Just double checking. Again, if I am mispronouncing a name or if I say something that's wrong, call me out. I always like it when people fairly criticize me, And if you don't feel comfortable doing it on here, you can email me, jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. LP says correct. He says yes. He went to St. John's. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Forgot about that. Went to St. John's. And then I think he went to Pitt, correct? I think he was at Pitt as well. All right. Sixers have only taken one timeout today. Washington has taken 4. They only have 3 left after this current timeout. Chad, how are you feeling? That was a good start. That was a good start to the third quarter. I'll take it. Explosive start, and the Sixers came out of the gates firing. Just keep your foot on the gas pedal. Don't take it off. We saw that happen against Denver, and we were left scratching our heads in that fourth quarter when they went on that big run. But it is what it is. Sixers are 19-15. I know that they don't necessarily care about divisions in the NBA, but the Sixers, technically speaking, are 4th in their division. They are 1.5 games behind Toronto, and they're 3 games in back of New York, and 3.5 in back of Boston. Now you see the difference between Barlow and the other one with the braids. $66-56 is the score. Here's Barlow on the drive to the basket. He tried to kick it out. And the Sixers are actually, going to get it back because of Barlow. So Washington actually had the ball. Sorry about that. Trey Johnson had it, and then Barlow deflected it, and the ball ended up going out of bounds, being last touched by a Washington Wizard, and the Sixers are going to get the ball back on offense. Here's Embiid on the low block against Alex Sarr, and that's too easy for him. A little skyhook by Joel Embiid as Paul George gets the assist, and the Sixers' lead is up to 12. That's the 9th steal for the 76ers, by the way. Here's a floater that's good, and so it's now 68-58. That was Alex Sarr making Embiid pay. Maxey back to Joel on the outside. Embiid, Eurostep, spinning, turning, putting it up, and swishing it from the left side of the wing over Alex Sarr again. Embiid is doing it all on offense. Here's a foul line J by Johnson, and he got it in the face of Paul George. And the lead is back down to 10. We have a foul on the other side. It is a personal foul on Washington, and the clock will stop with 9:41 to go. So the big story of this game is that the big three for the 76ers have put up a total of 60 points. 60 of their 70 points has gone from Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey. Another missed tray, and that was Tyrese Maxey from about 26 feet, and he just misfired it. It hits off the back iron. Watford's too short, says Larry, versus Lawrence. I say bring up Igor Milicic at the center forward position. I don't know about that. Watford is not out there right now. So 70-60, he still hasn't played at all in his first game that he's eligible to be played back. Embiid again working on offense. The offense is looking a lot better for Joel. Another little hook shot, and he just continues to dominate and return back to his old self. You love to see it. Sixers, though, 5-on-4. They had numbers, Washington, and they end up making the Sixers pay on a wide-open corner three, and the lead is back down to 9. Embiid plays or ends up losing the ball. Here's another three by Washington. That goes in and out. Offensive rebound. That's volleyballed into the hands of Coulibaly. Goes outside. And we have another wide open three off the pass by Coulibaly. It was not an assist. That was Bub Carrington who just misfired the three. And George grabs his off-balance shot. 8 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this third quarter. George driving, cutting, and laying it up and in with the right hand again. It's been the Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey clinic so far in this game. They each have 20-plus points. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, and there's a shot that goes up. It was a layup, and a foul called on Embiid. It did not go down the drain. Embiid guilty for committing the shooting foul. Looked like it was Sarr that was down low on the block. And he'll go to the line and shoot some free throws. Embiid is putting in the work. He just continues to get better and better. I mean, I can't believe it, but I am so proud that I've been wrong about Joel Embiid up to this point. He has to keep it up. He has to keep it up. First free throw is good. And so it's back to a 10-point ball game. 74-64 is the score. Alex Sarr with 9 points and 5 rebounds, and he's 4 for 7 shooting-wise from the field. 20 years old in his rookie season, shooting 50% from the field. And here's the second free throw, and that's a splasher to make it a 9-point deficit for Washington. The Sixers could use another bucket here. See a lot of dribble handoffs in this game for the 76ers. That, I guess, is a part of Nick Nurse's offense. Edgecombe driving it towards the lane again, but he got the ball knocked loose, and he gets tripped up. And we have another foul issued on Washington. Anybody got plans for the weekend that they want to comment and talk about down below? What you guys up to this weekend? Embiid is going to inbound it for the 76ers. Looking to give it up over to Maxey, who's open at the Sixers logo. Maxey to Embiid on the low block. Finds a cutting edge comb to the basket. Tries to put up a dunk. That was sort of the same play call that they had last night, or 2 nights ago in overtime, where Edgecombe tried to drive it downhill and try to throw it down with 2 hands. He did get fouled by Trey Johnson. That was a little bit long on my end. Tell you what, it looked like that was all ball. But they will not challenge. The personal foul was on, or the shooting foul was on Justin Champagny. I think I got it right. Did I get it right? I got to look at you. I got to make sure I got it right. 75-65. Edgecombe just has 5 points and 5 assists. Also 3 rebounds to work with in this game. Had a quiet first quarter for the second game in a row. And he does knock down both foul shots.
Excellent.
11-point lead for the 76ers. And again, they got to get back on defense. Champagny to Sar. They also have Carrington, Koulibaly, and Johnson. Laying it up and in for Washington is Trey Johnson as he ends up making another layup off the assist by Alex Sar. Maxey to Embiid. They have a little two-man game going on there. Embiid sets up a screen for Maxey, and Maxey can't get enough space as the defender did a good job at blocking that screen. Barlow with a tough 2 in the post off the nice pass by Joel Embiid. Embiid had a bounce pass that was right into the breadbasket of Barlow's way, and then Barlow just got double-teamed down low and had to kiss it high off the backboard, and he did. 78 points for the 76ers and 67 for the Washington Wizards. Another personal foul on VJ Edgecombe. How many fouls does he have, JJ? That's his third. George does not have a foul. Barlow does not have a foul. Embiid is 2, and Maxey is 1. Tyrese also with 6 assists, 2 in this game if you have him in fantasy. 20 points, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. Embiid with 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. All right, so the inbound pass is going to go to Bilal Koulibaly for Washington again. Here's Sar looking downhill and zipping it over to the top of the key. And the Washington Wizards, again, just passing the hot potato around the timeline. Offensive rebound off of the misfired 3 by Bub Carrington. And Champagny gets the offensive board. There's 5 seconds left on the shot clock now as Washington is just trying to look for a wide-open shot, and they do. Carrington knocks it down on the far wing, and Chris Middleton gives him a little bit of some applause. 6 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Embiid does draw the contact. He's fouled with an elbow J on the left side, and he'll take about 3 steps over towards his right and go to the line and shoot some free throws. So again, the Sixers have played 2 games against Washington so far. This is their third matchup, and they're looking to try to win the regular season series tonight. Grimes will enter in for Paul George. Edgecombe is going to step out. 78 points for the Sixers and 70 for Washington. LP says, watching football, marathon, and rest. Football, watching, marathon, and rest. Okay, so you're not running a marathon. First, the way that I read it, I was like, all right, watching football, marathon, and rest. So I was thinking that you were going to run. But I read that backwards. First free throw is good by Joel, and so is the second one, and the lead is back to 9 for Philadelphia.
Excellent.
There's 6 minutes left remaining. Scott says, I don't know what I want to do this weekend. I just want to hang out because that's pretty much but I always do. That's pretty much what I always do on the weekend. Gotcha. Hanging out's cool. Especially when you're hanging out with JJ, you're even cooler. Embiid is going to try to bounce past it, but it goes into no man's land, and Washington takes advantage. They have a 2-on-1, and Bilal Koulibaly will slam it on home, and the lead is down to 7 for the 76ers. The Sixers in this quarter have put up 20 points. They've allowed 16. Here's Maxey over to Barlow for a wide-open 3, and Dominic Barlow with a bingo from the near corner. And now the lead is back up to 10 for Philadelphia. Barlow played a really good defense, and Justin Champagny just played better offense, laying it up and in with the left hand inside the paint with traffic on him. Embiid on the far elbow. Gives it back over to Oubre for a catch-and-shoot trifecta. And that doinks off the front of the rim. Washington trying to play offense out in transition. And they throw the hot potato away. Malachi Branham just came on in. And so did Alex Sarr is going to take a seat and there will be another replacement for him. Justin Champagnie did throw the ball out of bounds before that stoppage of play. Sixers' third quarter has been a little bit quiet. Washington Wizards, that's who they're playing. It's an 82-74 ball game with just less than 5 minutes to go. All right. 4:38 left to go, to be exact, in this third quarter. Maxey swings it outside to Embiid for a catch-and-shoot three, and Joel Embiid hits the tray, and the Sixers are up by 11 points with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Nice shot by Embiid. Let's go. Joel, 28, 6, and 2. And Washington answers back with a three of its own. That was Marvin Bagley III, able to cash it on in. 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Maxey gets the ball knocked loose, but he still retains his dribble. His dribble is still alive. Works around the screen set by Embiid. Zigzags across the lane. Goes down towards the baseline. Finishes with the underhanded scoop on the right side with the right hand. And so good artwork there by Tyrese Maxey. And the lead is back to 10 for Philadelphia. Just again, parting the Red Sea, drawing the defense to lure in on him. Another shot that's up, and that's good. And that was another three by Washington. Bub Carrington is starting to go off. He has 12 points, and he's been making some pretty ridiculous shots. And so the lead is only 7 for the 76ers. Embiid gets the ball at the top of the key, catches, puts up a three, and chucks it. It's no good. It hit off the backside of the rim. And Washington again controlling the tempo on offense. Grimes back out there for the 76ers, trying to play defense. Embiid ends up blocking Champagnie's layup as it goes on out of bounds. And it'll still be Washington ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock. We'll get you updates on the scores around the NBA once we do go on into a break, if I do remember, and I should. 87 points for Philadelphia and 80 for Washington with about 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. All right, here we go. Champagnie over to Johnson for a three from 28 feet and an offensive rebound from Justin Champagnie again. The three was misfired by Johnson. Bagley with a floater inside. That's no good. And they tried to tip it back up and in, and they couldn't do so. Embiid got the rebound. Sixers working fast out in transition, and Barlow puts it up and hits a Euro step. It's good on the left side of the baseline. He had to run on in from the far corner on the baseline, and he just put it up and in for Philadelphia with good defense too. 89-80, 2:25 remaining in the third quarter. And a reach-in foul called on Joel Embiid. And with that, the 76ers will take just their second timeout. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Sixers up by 9 with about less than 2.5 minutes to go. 47 people tuning on in over on the YouTube side. If you are actually on the Twitch side of things, make sure that you guys hit that follow button. And on the YouTube side, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as well. So yeah. All right, Andre Drummond is in for Philadelphia, if you can believe that. Andre Drummond playing in this first game in almost a little bit over a week. 5 seconds left on the shot clock for Washington. Grimes trying to play defense over Carrington, swats the ball away, and Sixers play good defense. Andre Drummond comes up with the steal there, but great defense by Grimes. He tries to get some space, hands it off to George for a catch-and-shoot three on the near wing. Not that time. Less than 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. You like that pass by Grimes, and you like the shot selection by George. Not able to capitalize, though. Another layup, and the ball gets volleyballed off the hands of Marvin Bagley III. It went off of Drummond's left hand, and then it hit off of Bagley's right hand, and it went out of bounds. Leading the way for the Washington Wizards in their scoring department, just wanted to throw this out there too. It's tied between Bilal Coulibaly, who has 16, and Trey Johnson, who also has 16 as well. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Sixers on offense have Drummond shoot a three. In and out it goes. And guess where it was? It was from the far corner. 89-80. And now that took about 10 seconds off the game clock. There's still a minute 20 left to go in this third quarter. Champagny driving down the lane, kicking it out to, that is Alex Sarr, and Bagley puts up a baby hook and can't hit it that time. Rebound was intercepted by Washington. George had it initially, and then it was just taken back, and we have a layup that's no good. The ball ends up trying to go up and in, and Bagley was looking for a goaltending call. Wasn't going to get it. Andre Drummond swatted it away. 89-80 with 45 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Edgecombe catch and shoot three. Jackpots. And so he tries to get some things going too, and he has a word with Branham as well. 34 seconds left to go in this third quarter. The lead is at 12 for Philadelphia. Bagley looking to hand it off to somebody. And finally, it's over to Anthony Gill, who gets trapped, and he got tripped up just a little bit and finds Champagny for a three, and that is just a little bit off. A.J. Johnson running things over at the point. 11 seconds left to go. 5 on the shot clock. Here is Johnson on the drive. Got it poked loose by Drummond. The steal by Edgecombe. The drive by Grimes with 1 second to go. Puts it up. Can't put it in. Looks like he got hit on the wrist. They did not call it. And that's going to end the third quarter. We're going to go into the fourth. The Sixers lead is up to 12. We'll take one more step off. Don't go anywhere. It's 92-80, and we'll be right back. So we start off the fourth quarter. Sixers just got a bucket from VJ Edgecombe. Sorry we had to come back a little bit late. I apologize about that. 94-80. VJ just made a pull-up J from about 17 feet. Trey Johnson did just lose the ball. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be 76ers basketball. Washington does have 3 timeouts left. The 76ers, well, they have 4. 94-80 is the score out at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. George, ISO, throws it over to Drummond. The ball swings around the timeline. A catch-and-shoot 3 by Edgecombe. No. Offensive rebound by Andre Drummond, who goes up with a spin-around hook shot and can't connect that time. He was being heavily defended by Bub Carrington down low in the post. We've only played 1 minute in this fourth quarter so far, but the Sixers have put up 2 points. Washington has yet to score. Here's a 3 by Carrington. Close, but not quite. And George snatches another rebound. He's been doing it all. He'll try to go coast to coast himself. He puts up a tough 2, lays it up, and lays it in. And he did not get fouled. It's now 96-80. Embiid in this game, by the way, has 28 points. Paul George with 20, and Tyrese Maxey also having at least 20 points. He has 22 in this one so far. 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and actually scratched that with what I said about Paul George. He now has 22. They just updated it with the bucket that he just made not too long ago. 96-80, Sixers on offense again. Edgecombe being unselfish, but we have a foul on Washington. Alex is here. He says, hi. How you doing, Alex? I'm happy to see you on here, man. It's very nice to see you on here. It really is. This is more so what I expected the 76ers to do in this game. Grimes again driving it down the lane, putting up a tough sledgehammer. Just couldn't get it in, though. And we'll have some foul shots coming up with 10:05 to go. Hey, by the way, I don't know if I asked you guys this. I mean, I'm sure that some of you guys did answer this weeks ago, but how was everybody's New Year? What did everybody do for New Year's? Comment down below in the chat. 10:05 left to go in regulation. Grimes at the line, puts up the first free throw, and gets it to fall. The Charlotte Hornets are up 69-66 with about 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Detroit, they lead it by 3 against Chicago. They're in the fourth quarter out at Little Caesars Arena. And then Boston, they lead it by 3 as they go into the fourth quarter. It's 82-79. Atlanta is up by 12 as they just started off the third period. It came out of halftime. Brooklyn down by 5 to Orlando as the second foul shot is good by Quentin Grimes. He makes both free throws.
Excellent.
All righty, 98-80. Sixers trying to play defense. Alex says that I watch football and pop poppers. Happy to see you on here, man. There's a catch-and-shoot 3 by Washington again, and that was just off the mark by Bilal Coulibaly. I'll tell you, 9:35 to go. Edgecombe with a baseline J connects. I mean, he shot that thing off the dribble. His confidence is through the roof. And the Sixers' lead is up to 20 points. Timeout by Washington. They have 2 left to burn. And the Sixers will be back leading at 100-80. Sixers on an 8-0 run to start off the fourth quarter, and that is awesome. Another game, though, where VJ gets off to a slow start, and then he just wakes up in the third quarter, and he shows up in the fourth. And that's all that you can ask for. So Philadelphia doing its job. They have actually outscored Washington in this second half so far, 38-24. So that's really awesome to see. And they're just taking care of business. You'd like to see... I mean, the one thing that I would really just like the Sixers to do, I wanted Tyrese Maxey to rest in the fourth quarter, but if they could get down to the 5-minute marker and just be up by 26, if they could just increase the lead to 26 and then just be up with that amount of time left, I want them to get the rest. I do. I want the starters to be able to get a rest and not have to. I just want to kick my feet up. I feel like that's just one of those games tonight. I really am hoping that it doesn't come down to the wire and you can just sort of kick your feet back and just relax, you know? I'm a little bit relaxed today. Usually when I'm calling basketball, you hear more energy from me. I'm not saying that I don't have energy tonight, but it's a little bit more like laid back, if you will. And that's because, again, I feel like that sort of sets the tempo for this game. This Washington team really just has not played good basketball. I mean, let's call it what it is. And the 76ers should really beat this team. You know, that's really how it goes. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes, even as an announcer, right, it's okay to have these types of games because that also dictates how things have gone. And Washington, again, context matters. So, but, yeah. I know that we are playing the Wizards, but I love looking at the 76ers box score. They've been spreading the scoring all around. Yes, they have, and my takeaway is that this big three is playing at a high level. And actually, Joel Embiid is leading the way, and that's okay. I'm fine with Joel Embiid. I've never said that I don't want Embiid to ever be a number one scoring option, and I don't want him to take over because he's going to have games where he does and Tyrese Maxey struggles. That's just the nature of the game. Now, Embiid is hot tonight, and Tyrese Maxey hasn't been as dominant in the third quarter, and that's okay. That's fine. They just got to get the job done. Sixers, speaking of getting the job done, Alex Sarr lost the ball thanks to VJ Edgecombe's hands. Just quick hands by VJ Edgecombe, and Drummond tries to go up with a layup inside. He got fouled and pushed and shoved and scratched and clawed by Sarr. Did not get scratched and clawed, but you get the drill. That's his first foul, Alex Sarr. How many steals does VJ Edgecombe have, JJ? That is a great question because it feels like that he should have 6 by now. And he has 5. That was close. Got to give me a little bit of credit there. VJ Edgecombe's plus minus tonight is plus 29. Tyrese Maxey, plus 19. Paul George, plus 28. Dominic Barlow, plus 22. And Joel Embiid, plus 27. The Sixers starting 5 in this game has only committed 8 turnovers. And, well, Alex Sarr and Bub Carrington combined for Washington have put up 9 turnovers. Edgecombe on a drive to the basket, finding Grimes down low. And another slam, and it's good. 103-80. And Philadelphia again taking advantage on defense. Kelly Oubre just pickpocketed Bilal Coulibaly and then just found Grimes in transition, and Grimes just with an excellent pass. I mean, that was just textbook pro to just throw it down. That was VJ Edgecombe on the assist, excuse me. But still, that was a great pass by VJ, and the Philadelphia 76ers absolutely destroying the Wizards. They have not put up a single point in this fourth quarter so far. An 11-0 run. That's good. Jules says, I need Maxey for 25. I don't think you're going to get it, my friend. I don't think you're going to get it. I'd be surprised. Washington has to put up some points, right? I don't think he's going to come back in, but maybe he will. Maybe he will. Good. 103-80 is the score. Sixers still have 4 timeouts left. And Washington only has 1. They just have 1 timeout. That's it. That's it. By the way, the 76ers will play their next game on Saturday. That is when their next game will be. Sorry, it'll actually be on Friday. I have not made this announcement yet, and I will make sure that I do that. But it has been public, so I didn't want to say anything before it was posted. But now that it is posted and I can talk about it, I do want to announce that your boy is going to be filling in for Philly Take with RB on Friday, and we're going to be streaming on his channel, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will join me and watch the game over there. It's not going to be on this channel. I'll have to post the link. If actually one of my mods can find the link for that game, I would really appreciate that. I will make sure that I post it in the announcements, but we're filling in for RB on Friday. And I didn't want to say anything until he posted the thumbnail and posted the video, the live stream, but it is official. So I'm excited. Very excited about that. We'll be calling the game on his channel, and that'll be really, really awesome. We need a link. I got you, man. I got you. I got it. We'll post the link. I got to go to his channel. Gotcha. 103-80 is the score, by the way. Washington has the rock. All right, so we'll post it as soon as we can. Washington driving down low. Bub Carrington got the ball not to loose, but a foul was called. Yes, here it is. The link is right over here. Here's the link. Tune on in Friday on RB's channel. We're filling in for our boy, Philly Take with RB. Shout out to my guy. 103-80 is the score with about 8 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And so foul shots coming up. Washington has 3 fouls committed in this fourth quarter. Sixers have only made 1 foul. That's it. Just one. Uno. Both free throws are good. The shooting foul, by the way, was on Kelly Oubre. So 103-82 with 8 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in regulation. That was Trey Johnson who was at the line for 2 free throws, and the Sixers, they are going to have to inbound the ball again as the ball went out of bounds last touch by Washington. Getting the inbound pass for Philadelphia's Paul George. They swing it around. Edgecombe over at the foul line. Drives it down the baseline. Can't put it up and in. Offensive rebound by Andre Drummond. And he puts it back up and in for Philadelphia. And I'll tell you what, Andre Drummond is still making a big impact. Good for him. He hasn't played in a little bit of time. 3 points and 4 rebounds in just 5 minutes or so in this game. Here we go. 5 seconds left in the shot clock for Washington. They got to scramble pretty quickly. Sarr with a catch-and-shoot 3 on the near corner, and he does make the 76ers pay on that missed assignment. 105-85. The Sixers took a gamble and thought that, you know what, we'll just let him take the 3. Well, it didn't work there, and sometimes you just got to bite that and play defense on the other side. Grimes with a foul line. Jay, it's good. And Quentin Grimes puts the Sixers up by 22 points. The Sixers bench tonight only has 9 points. Drummond has 3, and Grimes has 8. And Grimes has played in 20 minutes. Oubre in 19 minutes has not put up a single bucket in this game. It's now 107-87. With 7:05 remaining in the fourth quarter, Oubre turns around, puts up a floater, and gets his first 2 points. Welcome back, Kelly Oubre Jr. Boy, that's got to feel good. 109-87. Watford did not play in this game, or has not played so far. Carrington at the top of the key, working around 2 defenders, distributes it to the outside, and Coulibaly fires a tray. No. Offensive board by Washington. Coulibaly goes running down the lane, gets rewarded, throws it down, and the lead is back to 20 for Philadelphia, thanks to the offensive board by Alex Sarr and the putback dunk by Bilal Coulibaly. Sixers still at Paul George out there. It's George, Oubre, Grimes, Edgecombe, and Drummond. George with a 3 as the shot clock's ready to expire, and he can't necessarily hit that. It was off the mark. And Washington tries to go up with a tough layup on the other side. Paul George plays good defense. That was on Bilal Coulibaly. George being guarded by Coulibaly. Tries to take him to school, and he's fouled. Got right towards the layup line, and he'll have to earn his stripes at the free throw line with just a second under the 6-minute marker. Oh, man. Lakers, they just announced that they're starting Doncic. There's a Doncic, Smart, LaRavia, Vanderbilt, and Ayton. No LeBron. George does not hit the first free throw. Does not hit the first foul shot. Later tonight, the Bucks are going to be in Golden State at 10 o'clock. Lakers are out in San Antonio at 9:30. And then at 10 o'clock, it's Houston playing out in Portland. That should be a fun one. The Grizzlies are down by 14 points to the Phoenix Suns. It's now 110-89 with just less than 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. All right, here we go. Another two by Washington, and they connect. As A.J. Johnson just came back on in for Trey Johnson. And Alex Sarr hit a turnaround J, and the lead is down to 19 for the 76ers. So there are 5.5 minutes left to go. Justin Edwards did just step on in for Philadelphia, too. Drummond missed a layup. He was mad at himself. He thought that he should hit that, and he did not. The defender was in front of him, but he still could not get a good look. Malachi Branham takes a runner for Washington, connects on it, and the Sixers are going to take a timeout. There's 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this fourth period. Sixers lead it by 17 points. And they now have 3 timeouts left to play with after this one is done. We'll take another step off. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And don't miss out. Maxey is back out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. VJ just misfired a 3, and Washington looks to capitalize. They cannot. They just missed a floater. Edwards out there for Philadelphia just got tripped up, and he rotates and spins and takes a tumble to the deck. And the Sixers will be in the bonus with 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat. We will have a little post-game show after tonight's game, so make sure that you guys stay on for that. We do appreciate all the love and the support that you guys have given us. We do an old-school radio play-by-play style of a call, but without you guys, there is no us. And I just am very grateful for you all being on here. 110-93. Here's Trendon Watford coming on in for the first time in this game. Good spot for him to just get a little bit of some work to go. Tyrese Maxey and Trenton share a little laugh. It's his first game since November 25th. Gets a little standing ovation from the fans, too. Good to see. Edwards does make the next foul shot. He ends up going 2 for 2 from the line.
Excellent.
Sarr off balance. Bounce pass to Koulibaly. Tries to give it back to Sarr. Maxey should have had a pick there. Did not, though. Just mistimed it a little bit. There's a 3 by Washington, and that hits off the back of the rim, and it'll hit off the back of the backboard, too. It's marked out of bounds. So the Sixers will be playing against Orlando on Friday. Then they have 2 back-to-back games where they will play against. One of them is actually a back-to-back with the Toronto Raptors. They play them on Sunday and Monday. And then the next 2 games that they play against a team in a row, that's going to be against the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is not a back-to-back, though. 111-93 with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Drummond from the near corner got it. I tell you, when he starts to heat up from there, he's been very confident taking those shots, and he's been draining those, and that's another big sign for Philadelphia. There's McKean out there for the 76ers, too, as Tyrese Maxey is out of the game. So that is probably going to do it for all the starters for Philadelphia, and this is what you wanted. Another wide-open 3 and a splasher hit by Anthony Gill from 23 feet, and so it's an 18-point game. The starters for Washington are still out there. It's Carrington, Gill, Vucevic, Branham, and A.J. Johnson. McCain on the far corner off the dribble just airballed a tray, and with 3:25 remaining in the fourth quarter, we'll see if Jared McKean can get his legs back under him. We have a dunk that's up and good by A.J. Johnson, and the Sixers will take another timeout. They have 2 left. Washington still has 1. It's 114-98. You can't sleep. You can't let this Washington team back in this game, and hopefully it does not get uncomfortable. It's 16-point lead, a 16-point lead for the 76ers. The Clippers are beating New York 85-83. Dude, the New York Knicks are in such a rut right now. If they lose this game, would that be 5 losses in a row? That has to be, right? Yeah, they've lost 4 in a row. They lost to the Spurs, the Hawks, the Sixers, and the Pistons. Wow. That's crazy. Denver is leading Boston 99-90 at the Garden. Boston has 1 timeout left. Watson is 23. Murray is 19. We saw what Denver did a couple of nights ago. Jaylen Brown does have 27. He's been playing at a very high level for the Boston Celtics. It's not even funny. And Derek White was 17 points in that game, too. All right. Sixers back in action. They get a steal. Grimes goes downhill, puts it up, and lays it down with the right hand. It was actually not a steal, but Grimes got the inbound pass. 116-98, and he'll head to the foul line and shoot one more. That was a foul on Bub Carrington from behind. He got him on the left hand. And we will have some free throws, or 1 free throw for Grimes. And here it comes. It's good, and it goes in.
Excellent.
All right, so we're underneath the 3:15 marker. Grimes with 11. The Sixers lineup. It's Grimes, Watford, Edwards, McKean, and Drummond for the 76ers. And we have another whistle called. Jim says McKean has start getting his game going, or I would trade him by the deadline. And that'd be nice to see him get his game going. There's an alley-oop jam that was just mistimed off the pass over to A.J. Johnson. It was an inbound by Tristan Vucevic, and Vucevic ends up making a 10-foot jumper instead. He worked pretty quickly away from the ball. As soon as he inbounded it, he was sprinting over towards that near baseline. 117-100 is the score. Watford to Drummond, another corner three, and that should be the dagger. 120-100. Andre Drummond with 2 corner threes in a row, and the Sixers have just absolutely destroyed the Wizards in this second half, outscoring them 58-44. And another pass that goes out of bounds by the Washington Wizards. That is, how many turnovers is that for Washington? Well, it's a total of 20. They've had 20 turnovers, now 21 in this game. 120-100 with 2:10 left to go. Drummond on the drive to the basket gets fouled. He looks like he's an absolute monster out there with the way that he's played, not only on the perimeter, but just down low on the block. And you talk about a guy who was primarily supposed to be the backup center for this team and was playing really well, rebounding the ball at a high level. Then he gets sat for almost a week. Was healthy DMPs all over, and good to see him back out there and taking advantage of the moment. The first free throw is good. Andre with 10 in this one. So Tyrese Maxey ends his night with 22 points. George ends his night with 23, and Embiid with 28. Embiid played in 25 minutes, George in 33, and Maxey with 28 minutes. 122-100 as Drummond knocks down both foul shots.
Excellent.
And we're at the 2-minute marker here in the fourth quarter. Here comes a Dembona on into the game. Are they going to go to a 2-big lineup here? Nope. Andre Drummond is going to take a seat. Grimes got fouled. It was a loose ball foul on Bub Carrington, so we walked the floor, and more foul shots coming up for Quentin Grimes. Embiid over his last 30 days, he's averaged 29 points per game, as the first free throw is good. 8.3 rebounds per game, and he's had 7 games with 25-plus points. And those are all positive signs. And if you're watching the game, he just has continued to progress. He's been physical. He's been dominant. He's trusting his knee. And it just has looked a lot more complete when you're watching Joel Embiid out there. 1:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Good passing for Washington, and the ball ends up finding the wide-open shooter again. That's Bub Carrington, and he makes the Sixers pay. It's been a filler word of mine tonight, making so-and-so pay. Got to stop that. 124-103. Grimes with a 3 and splashes it from the near wing, and the lead goes up to 24 points for the Sixers. And so now it's 127-103. The 76ers are going to win their 20th game of the season and will also win 4 out of their last 5 games, which is absolutely awesome. That's what you want to see if you're a team that's starting to heat up. They had the one tough loss against Denver, but they bounced back tonight. It's 127-105. The clock will stop with 1:08 to go in the fourth quarter. This is all you can ask for, right? Just a kick your feet up type of a fourth quarter where the 76ers are just able to destroy Washington. That's really what I asked for tonight, and the Sixers did just that. The second quarter I was not a fan of, and I was still complaining about that because of the 3-guard lineup that they did go to and just how it has not worked. First free throw by McKean, he puts it up and in, and the second one, that is good too.
Excellent.
As a team in tonight's game, the Philadelphia 76ers have made 27 of 32 foul shots, which is good enough for an 84 percentage. Now, Washington has made all 11 of their free throws. There's 50 seconds left. Alley-oop pass to Bona, and Bona gives the Sixers 131 points. Seems like everybody has scored for the 76ers now with none of the starters out there. Edwards got a steal, takes it back to the three-point line, and it's just going to dribble this one out. 33 seconds left to go. They might run one more play Jared McKeon has it. Gives it up over to Grimes. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Grimes to Edwards for a catch-and-shoot three, and it was blocked. And Washington has the ball. 21 seconds left. Washington is going to get themselves a dunk to make it 131-110. That was from A.J. Johnson, and the 76ers will just dribble this one out as they play hot potato, and the ball goes over to Adembona, back over to Trendon Watford, and the Sixers fans give the Sixers a standing ovation. All smiles from Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid as the big three continue to develop more chemistry, and the Sixers blow out the Washington Wizards and get themselves another W. Let's go. Nice win for the 76ers. And we gotta clap those hands, baby. Clap 'em.
Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Here they come, Philadelphia, on the run. Stand up and cheer. Number one, Philadelphia.
There we go.
Here they come,
Nice.
team of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers.
Nice. Very nice win. More to break down, more to talk about. I'll say this. Paul George tonight is my MVP for tonight. You know, you could have sliced it anyway, but I just thought that Paul George in tonight's game, he made some big-time threes. He got the Sixers offense going at times, and I really wanted him to have himself a game where he was just finally able to see the ball go through the hoop. So Paul George played an excellent game for the Sixers. Again, you can only play who's out in front of you. You can't control the schedule. But after a loss against Denver, I feel like that they needed this as a group. They needed this type of a game where they just were able to put their feet up in the fourth quarter and just let guys like Jared McKeon, let guys like Trendon Watford go out there and get some minutes and have Tyrese Maxey and the rest of the starters just off the bench or just go on the bench, that is. So I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the win. I liked what they did in the second half. They came firing out of the gates. Joel Embiid played really well in the third quarter and then the fourth quarter. I mean, he had himself another nice overall game and just continues to impress me and continues to shock me because I would have never thought that Joel Embiid would be back to almost what he was doing a couple of years ago on offense. I still am not ready to say that he's playing at an MVP level, but he is playing at a very high level on offense, and it is clear as day. And he's also starting to play some more defense, too, and doing a good job in that department. So he was ramping up, and I just have to say I'm willing to admit that I was wrong. I thought that I did not think he was going to step onto the court ever again heading on into the season. And not only is he stepping on the court, but he's producing at a really high level. And that is high praise. Like, that is really high praise for Joel. I'm not exaggerating. That is kudos. That is. All right, more to talk about on the other side. We'll be right back in 3 minutes. Give us 3 minutes just to get things going. We're going to do a post-game show, and then we'll talk to you guys, and we'll break everything down. If you guys want to call in as well, you can do that. 610-314-0844 is the JJ hotline, and we'll discuss this smooth sailing game for the Philadelphia 76ers. Don't go anywhere.
Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled it out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Wow. Well, welcome on into the Philadelphia 76ers postgame show. Just got a notification before we start off the postgame show that Trae Young is going to Washington. Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks is being traded to the Washington Wizards for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. And so, I mean, there were rumors that were spreading around that were talking about that and how that could hypothetically be a thing. I am just shocked, though, that it actually happened. And Trae Young is a Washington Wizard. That is absolutely crazy when you really think about it. But the Atlanta Hawks get C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. Some really good shooting for them as they try to compete. That's an interesting trade. That's unbelievable. So yeah, that literally just broke right as I was playing the trailer going on into this. But look, as far as this game goes, I asked in the very beginning, can the Philadelphia 76ers not only bounce back and get a W, but can they make this a smooth sailing type of a game? And it didn't necessarily start off that way. I thought that in the first quarter they played really well, but really in the second quarter, Nick Nurse experimented with the three-guard lineup, and that led Atlanta now I'm saying Atlanta because of Trae Young. That led Washington on an 11-0 run. Nick Nurse, I did think, though, in the fourth quarter made a big adjustment with the lineup that he had out there to start off the fourth quarter. He did put Tyrese, he didn't have Maxey or Embiid out there still, which I would have preferred. But the lineup that he put out there with Barlow and Walker and Oubre and George and Quentin Grimes definitely got the job done. And that was explosive for the 76ers. This Washington team just had a bad game. They've been playing really bad basketball overall this season. Maybe not as of lately. As of lately, they've actually won 3 out of their last 4 games before tonight's game, and they beat the Brooklyn Nets, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Orlando Magic. But you needed this. You really did. You needed a win like this because after what happened against Denver, which everything had to go wrong. Everything had to go so right for Denver to win that game and extremely wrong for the 76ers. That's the truth. But they took the hearts out of Washington. The Wizards looked like a G League team out there tonight, and they just were not competitive at all in the second half, and the Sixers bullied them. Joel Embiid continues to look, I don't know if spry is the right word. He continues to look dominant. He's getting back to his old self. He's posting up more. He's getting defenders on their skates, on their heels. And he's initiating contact, and he's not afraid to go to the line. A lot of times at the very beginning of the season, when we're watching Joel Embiid out there, this guy's taking a lot of threes. He's chucking up a lot of shots. And we're saying, Joel, what are you doing? What's going on? Clearly, he doesn't trust the knee. Now, with how he's played, and even with when he went up for the block, which was called a goaltending in the last game, I said, you know what? That tells me that Joel Embiid is trusting his knee, and he's more physically dominant, which is great. And you know, if you're a 76ers fan, you obviously know that you are going to need Joel Embiid to be at least 70% if the 76ers are trying to get a run at this. When healthy, this team is scary, and they're continuing to develop more and more chemistry. I was shocked. If you were to tell me that this Philadelphia 76ers Big Three would play at least 8 games together this year, I really would have called you crazy. But they've played what's that now, 5 games in a row ever since Memphis? And they just continue to gel and gel and gel. And this thing is now forming. I don't want to break this up. I really enjoy where this is headed. Tyrese Maxey tonight had an explosive first half, and then he just was quiet in the second half, and that's cool too. The balance of shot distributions in this game was great. Paul George had a great amount of shots, and he finally started making his threes. Over the last couple of games, Paul was getting looks, just not capitalizing and not making the shots. And finally, I thought that he did a better job at making his threes. A couple times in those games, though, yeah, you're going to have some bad shots. He was also passing a lot of the time, and the Sixers weren't necessarily making him into a scorer, and tonight they did. He was scoring the rock at will, and he was also isoing and hitting catch-and-shoot threes, too. I think 2 of the threes that he made, he created for his own self, and the rest were just catch-and-shoot. In the playoffs, you're going to need Paul George to make shots. You're going to need him to penetrate on offense at times when Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid and even VJ Edgecombe are getting double teams. Somebody else is going to have to step up. And I would really like to think that next guy would be Paul George, because that's what we paid him for as a third option. Now he's really a fourth option out there, which is fine. But as long as you're winning. But yeah, I'm not like overly excited about this game. I'm not like gonna, run down my cul-de-sac and scream and be like, yeah, like what an awesome win that was. This was more so like a game where I lay back. You could even hear it in my voice. Felt a little bit more comfortable. It wasn't, it wasn't that game that just comes down to the wire where you just don't know if the 76ers are going to pull it out or not, right? And then you're on the edge of your seat. This was not an edge of your seat type of a game, and it never really necessarily had the vibe to it. And I think that I think a lot of the fans would agree that they needed this type of a game from what the 76ers have put them through lately with all these close games coming down to the wire. The rebounding was nice. Andre Drummond got some minutes out there. That's cool. It was nice to see him back out there. Good for Kelly Oubre. I even thought that in the first half when Oubre was back out there, I said that I don't think he's going to get you 20 points tonight. He's going to be running up and down the floor. He's going to be getting his legs back under him. This is also new for him because when he was playing, I think that maybe it may have just been one game where they had the big three, and now they're a different team. They're a different team than they were back in November. It's a different Sixers team. So Nick Nurse has to figure out how to get him minutes. And I thought that he played a nice amount of minutes tonight, and it was just good to see him getting rebounds early on in the first half. And then he finally had his little bucket that he made in the fourth quarter. And that was well earned. Watford came on in during garbage time, and that was nice to see too. The one thing that I like about the 76ers having games like these is that I want to see more McCain. I want to see more Andre Drummond. I want to see more of these types of guys because, God forbid, if there is an injury that happens to one of the 5 starters, these guys need reps too. These guys need to play some valuable. These guys need to go out there and just play. And when you have a big enough lead, you feel better. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Jared McCain hasn't been playing a lot this year because, A, he's coming back from an injury, and he hasn't been playing well. But also, B, the 76ers are in a win-now mode with VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George all clicking. So McCain is sort of the odd man out. And if he were on the Washington Wizards, or well, not, maybe not now with Trae Young there, but the point is, if he was on a team that was rebuilding, he probably would snap out of the funk that he is in. Have him play 7 minutes and have the 76ers be up by 30 within the last 7 minutes. That'd be great. I want more of those. I want more blowouts and more garbage time. That's what I want. I want to hear what your thoughts are, though, down below. Comment how you guys feel about this Sixers game. One word to describe this Sixers game tonight would be blank. And my word for tonight is easy. It was easy for the Sixers. They didn't struggle. It was an easy win for them. This felt like a game where just Washington had no business. None. They made so many turnovers in that first half. And the Sixers just did their job. They did their job, and they took advantage of the moment. And they played a good brand of basketball. Nothing exciting. I mean, it was exciting to see the big three just continue to dominate and see them all for the first time when they're all out there have 20 points, 20-plus points. But, yeah, solid effort. Maxey continues to be a really good passer, a good playmaker for this team, and continues to prove me wrong in that department, too. This guy is getting a lot of assists, and he's making his teammates better. So that's also really cool to see as well. LP says that song never gets old. It doesn't matter how the wins come, what types of wins there are. Whether you win by 11, 21, 1, or 31. Doesn't matter what the score is. When you just hear that song, it's one of the best feelings in the world if you love listening to the 76ers or love watching that basketball team out there. Last thing I will say before I hand it off over to you guys. Drummond had 11 points off the bench in his 12 minutes of play and 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Here's a guy in Andre Drummond who was playing really well, who was actually playing starter minutes for Joel Embiid. And then he becomes the backup for Embiid. And all of a sudden, over the last week, he's not even playing. He's a healthy scratch, night in and night out. And he comes back a week later and puts up 11 points in 12 minutes. Talk about a guy that's staying ready for the moment. That's Andre Drummond. And that deserves a lot of kudos. As an athlete, people will tell you that when the moment comes, you got to be ready for it. And with what he's been through this year, again, a starter for Joel Embiid when he's out. He comes off of a bad season where he has a he has a toe injury. It was a big toe injury that he had last year. And his rebounding was down. his impact was certainly not what it was now. And he starts doing well, and then he's playing great minutes, and then he's just on the bench, not playing at all. For him to step up in this game, too, it was great to see that as well. And that's a testament to him. I also want to give a shout-out to Dominic Barlow. At this point, I will be honest with you, I could care less if the Philadelphia 76ers get themselves another power forward at the deadline. Because this guy is playing with a lot of heart. He's playing with a lot of poise. And he's not afraid of the moment either. He's just an absolute dog. And the Sixers better keep him. He's on a two-way deal. He has earned a contract in the NBA. So I want to give my man his flowers too. And with that, we'll open things up to you guys. 610-314-0844 is how you dial on in to the postgame show. We're going to get the phone lines up and running right now. We will do that very quickly. There it is. Nice stuff. Okay. And then we got to make sure that we turn this on. Not X. That's not what I want. I want to turn on the voice app. There it is. Voice memos. Nope. There we go. Good. So yeah, calling into the show. Ty says the MVP is back. He's not back. He's not back to his dominant, like 2023, 24 Joel Embiid year. He's not back to that. But he is playing at a high level. There's no doubt about it. There is no way to sugarcoat it. Joel Embiid is playing at a very high level. I can't necessarily say MVP yet because I guess that I have to see it in games against big opponents, like if he's going up against Jokic or something like that. But again, you can only play against the guys out in front of you. But if he keeps this up, the sky's the limit with this team. I love being proven wrong. Ray, what's up, Ray? You went to Rowan? That's awesome. Know a couple people who graduated from there. Yeah, shout out to Rowan University. Oh, yeah. Yep. Everything in that trailer is all true. So, and here we are. Here we are doing this. But it's fun. It's cool. And I love it. I'm ready for bed, man. I'm ready for bed. Had ourselves a nice little day. Cap it off with a nice Sixers win that was easy, that was smooth. And that was awesome. What's up, Cameron? I haven't posted it yet, man. You'll definitely see an announcement if I decide to do it, man. Joe is here. Says, love you, JJ. Go Sixers. It was a good win, man. It was a very nice, solid win. Also, you saw Justin Edwards play out there tonight, eh? Justin Edwards playing. That's a W as well. That's a big win. Good for him to get his legs back under him as well. All right. Love you guys. Laila Tov. Have a great rest of your night. And I will catch you all on the next one. We'll be back on Friday. And that'll be on Philly Take with RB's channel. We're filling in for RB again. Here's the link. We're going to post it right now. So we are filling in for Philly Take with RB. There's the link. And yeah. All right. See you guys Friday on RB's channel. Peace out. Bye.